is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Yama munyina ukaba famra Boadu TV so yebesro say o first time and now subscribe yinyina ya like video no na yenye comment to comment section ansa Bobie ene nana Otu Darko no kranie squad no afaya pa na expose bi efi Ghana Lottery Authority eho a o meleki yese efi ne akono aseme besi nya sanketwa hwe aseme besi nya sanket Otu Darko se mahu bebi a dollar no sisi na ho de na babedu akofom sidi na ho de abasoro montete ne omaso ato force mayade won o no kreni squad na fire pa nurses for na moye nhwehwe anim nurses for no na omo president ne de Otu Darko so no mo bulu mu mienu zi yonkuti omo
enkrofo hunu se subsidy no aba from ne de etwa se yehwe na yenso yetete ye niema so but mami mi say enwuma mtesen say na edwam ekọ say na edwam tie say na edwam tie and me ba cho so oba Facebook say sia ye de ene daily exchange rate no atwo Wednesday 11th June 2025 eti ye ne obehene ye de ato ye Facebook ho o to a dollar ubenya no 10 cedis 24 pesos ana se wo ton a ubenya no 10 cedi 25 pesos. Meanwhile, before John Dramani Mahama mu take over, not the same dollar what it was over 16 Ghana cedis. It was over 16 Ghana cedis. In fact, a Koyako abro 18 Ghana cedis, but what a mamma to football, it was over 16 Ghana cedis. Now say before John Dramani Mahama took over, 6 months wamubenya kwenya etna abenya no so. Suddenly a certain finance minister in the person of Honorable Atu Forsen a force amene dollar nanka ubenya no 16 Ghana cedis ukura 10 cedis 24 pesos ubenya dabi na we no aji say me NDC ni asa na maka wadwe nya dwuma na sabi panyifo anim wadwe nya dwuma wani afra na sabi panyifo anim wani na afra eti ya karo de ontibi aje wo man bofo aje wo man bofo wo bia wasin ketesi gina yese wo mpe Ghana nkankro anaje wo benfu anase bia adan money no wan kasa ni adan money no ewia matumfo no one I am chairman because entiasia mamu say ebia mo chentene na adwuma Atu Forsen ni nua no moboi ebi muso mu hui immediate so come and see and me ba cho wa beba Facebook no share well mo Facebook no de bia me ka say me nim na ye adwuma because sabi by now obi nim the same it's just akwanya ana yemu bia nya etinkonya mu enti the fact say obi nto data amaw na wa do data eko Facebook eko YouTube what is me a me present yi nyina ya krado si apese Ghana e fa nantima befra etu uba Facebook a no wa share na so obi twentra daily exchange rate e diegu hodo no achira won bibi yeah doing so great in just 6 months fan wa bafom and I'll be dovetailing to the 1 Ghana cedi in semna mpese mekan that my men come say ene kwamna Bobie Ansah bebe fia enti mo amafe Commander Boham no ene Commander Boham bejinedwa ene ne apoku list wo Kwame Yimasutre se why press conference chenchreche bi ne apoku list well eso be fia ene Mini Haruna look and then Crawford Befiano went here. In baby out here. Baby at ye. Baby at ye. Ah, Yansa Gasuni. Yansa Gasuni. Yansa, Yachichan is Sabede. This is the mother of all political shows in this country. If you are near Kenya's seven. Dabio, ye Casa had any petty, no one to house with ye. Tianet dear. Aye. Janan wedding. Latele lie. Say good afternoon. And Otu Darko. Yaka at for that for we're still live on CTV, Ghana's #1. As we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Enti yeah more by number so say at least fuela nanka yetono close to 17 Ghana. Oh, I mean use 16 Ghana cedis. And then the same fuel you turn 11 Ghana cedis. Oh, they found 12 Ghana cedis. Found 12 Ghana cedis. But you see, come and sell me refuel, no. Me person come touch you on. Ya nurse for no kakra. I want us to begin from there because I know Obia oti ani behunu say I was restraining myself. Na me person me ye amanyo sam with ya nurse for no enra. But upon reviewing and yamani bi ho no mo a wo mu demand no ayen sem hu no and men to sabi nyansa bi anim eto wo hwe ne se se nurse for ni midwives for anka Ghana for ni musu no mo hu ye yashi anamu. If I was president of this country, I am telling you, say not only nanka meji leadership nedi, anka I'll give you 24 hours to return back, to return to work. Someone come within 24 hours. You are nurse for be brave wo fear. Posting kromunya bi adwuma munya nye. Me design nurse for no be shaman. I'm telling you. Na jo Mahama no. Na kuma no. Jo Mahama kuma no. Ti so bofo akoma. Jo Mahama ya dia. Timenti. E to da be a decision bi ho no mo a no adwene ho mi no. Because what kind of wickedness is this? What kind of wickedness is this? Is it Act 651? Mwah! The sessions that talk about say, we essential, because essential service providers actually say, muntimi enti etua ewo mrem. Emrase muntimi enti etua. So in the first place, nurses, doctors, midwives, laboratory technicians, Sankrofonu, Yadom Yinagum as essential service providers. Emrano Basu Samobeti Etria from strike. Muntiminko strike. And the law continues to say, Sempo Sentia Silbia Ma. It can say National Labor Commission take over in making sure say we'll be saving the situation. Emrano said National Labor Commission take over. It shouldn't take more than 3 days. It can say sense seminal. Free because human lives are involved. And Emrano Kakosi say National Labor Commission can not the said essential workers, service providers. The National Labor Commission must serve compulsory arbitration, and whatever they say shall be binding. In this case, National Labor Commission, Echo High Court, Echo Koji to me say, Muni who quite say some yes, Jumano. Court Akasa still, most of demonstration. Such an illegality, and we are entertaining this in this country. Obinka say, oh, your nurse are who here, Obinka sa. And rat me buy and 70 people on the more. Make for instance, more uniforms near there. But maybe I bought near money beer. Nurse for the summer pet near Bisa say, Nyansa Ben, Nyansa. Is there more to come of wisdom in that request they are making? Oh, Facebook, I share mine. citizen show ni e jana fe kra de chase we warm up because come say me what the demands no am pen send and me tete ba kura say doctor phobi kura de and like seriously afraid there me tete kura say a doctor phone bi afa kuntuna say any mpanyifo bi din komo and it's alleged a part of the request a doctor for and you different from nurses for no dey nyam pay part of the request a doctor for so request any anya abaye ntia no so tietia ne say part me ma ba ko pe sikanwa abaye allocate to health sector eti ebia sikan ka ekokolebu Echo University of Ghana Medical Center ana Echo Mimikrom Achimosino clinic no say oni pa ko ni adwuma o say Rich Hospital tio waya doctor ni ntia wa kraka efra broche na ka na beka port no say so otua duty taxes bi doctors for no niam ni bi o ma twura ente mo bete ho ensem say aban sika yesi yemfa nko tadro yemfa nko hwe hospital no yemfa say sika ni bi nko yi cars ne ma because ye doctor for are you guys sensible madri ya juma no look me I'll never belittle the work of doctors in this country. I'll never belittle the work of nurses in this country. But look, say drivers, commercial drivers can almost strike one day. When you best Ghana. Truck focus almost striker. No, you who is right Okroma. Dominant essential drivers. I can say essential workers. When they deserve certain remunerations. My truck drivers, ni taxi drivers, ni boats, ni why for. Woman you ain't come say ne, will be a nyajuma. Who doctor cry, doctor, mumu hina workers. Mama de kwa juma. Mama ba de kwa juma. Nurses hina betima kwa juma. Echi, adwuma ne de, e atisa himfuchie, e bi bi echi de. Na mo man nyini se, asa wo de no ehiama. Here, now granted in process here, do you take undue advantage and see to the death of your own people? Jordan, Kasa. Jordan, secretary, is a mortuary association for no, much for no. Was it a free bra? Nurse for the midwife for a year, one tear train. A nipa, woo, you don't know much, was it a double? 89 ke nipa 100 example ananke wu na wotwe ne mu a omo ye amatu ate no enipa 200 na ewu na nipa 500 ananke do mo ba mortuaries wo Ghana because of strike yi enipa 1000 na ewu se nipa 1000 ana averagely na ewu na wotwe bia because of nurses for ne midwives for ne coming in strike yi se nke nipa 1000 na ewu a se nipa 2000 ana ewu obi nim adwonkwa adobachi so ma who strike asia nurse ni bi anya asthma na okọ honum na se bi on she nurse atade and asthma ya, but who is attending to you? Eti you might think say bi amo ye Ghana for look and no me can be man ba na amo ye too much ma ya bramo and that is what I'm saying say me Mrs. Ineso by no bit be big say ni bi anya nurse nti no mi sister odi machi mi no oye nurse Janet Otu Darko go and find out oye nurse oye degree nurse eti eni anka me kan en favor mi sister da bi nyesa na me madwuma sabi mpanyimfo ani me nya nkwase adwuma me ya adwuma nyansa wom. How can you say Kwame as part of the eniyama no mohia no and ye de me ba to be he eniyama no mohia ye de to Facebook wo de me ma 1 minute wa di kan be eniyama no mohia no ye de to Facebook in one min kasa ho me pese after 1 minute ansa na makasa ho Kwame aya change we de mane na so be 1 minute no mo mehwansa after we no na what change na oma hunu niema nurse for na ayi for no momra media menkasa wo de brabere Carl Theophilus Mahum Robert Jr. Salifu Uzeru mo fa messages mra God na mevo yeah God na mevo Thomas Bullet eti me your president there and Mr. President I know what bad I ain't me but Mr. President sanka on pop wakase mission anka nurse fuom kwadwuma nyina menka he me nyu obadi but amu atifia mu nya adwuma no me make sure say they will take their positions obeba no bia fo adwuma na uhwade a ubepi ho next time bani bana John Dramani Mahama ne aban we just 6 months in government kwame me person me boss answer me mom 1 minute after 1 minute my sasa boss ne because be ye fro eti wo a person ohunu niam addresses for ni demand no ye dey ato ye Facebook wo bra be he Accra 100.5 FM ode ma menyi ba ko nkyiraw one of them metete kura ne say in fact yes metete omu demand ne say disability guide allowance ma me papa wo di ma de ko de say owo hospital na sabi obi a wadi dem aba say na ne efra oh media to Facebook mo mere ana say oni pa ko ne sabi ne na ye de ya na ono nurse ni no aso oni kunum edina ko trase ana edina furu ko ba bia wo ko no wo hia ho allowance ayafo bra CMG your receptionist anka look mu TSS ka no me advice dinosaur ko alaji say duagongo ye hia talking allowance because oba da be who receptionist na wo kasa eso man talking allowance adai salary na ye di tue ka ye adwuma wo ha no the same salary na ye di twa mu ka woni pa akunu a wo so ne mu na nka okura mpo de anka ase nurse ase whatever obi asabi what did them le wo nyon wo o pa ono no ho allowance o pa ono no ho onu ma metio enu ntina enye chi so before e bi badwene se aban ne kura ye ready so ne negotiate kura bo om kura ye huwam me wo video a me bebo a kirew ene me be yesa adwumai ye huwam se what so ni friend nsa wo ba hospital and what so nsa ababa tira OPD enti ohia ensomu allowance ajare for what is this, what kind of allowance is this mama we no know allowance nso am so mo hwe ye fra bibi height allowance eti height allowance ni yesa oye djuma story building so it is story building na oye djuma no e bi ono no second floor obi wo third floor obi wo fifth floor eti ni o fifth floor no ono allowance no ese kese ese ni o fourth floor ni o fourth floor no ese ono allowance kese ese ni o third floor ni o third floor no ese ono allowance kese ese ni o first floor eti mutimi tena se jimi sei mutimi tena se hye ajimisem say forgive me if I'm being harsh with my words but doctors I beg your pardon nurse for leadership no approve say politics no moye I didn't want to say that yesterday but send here kono o ma chere say politics no moye because me be tape in 2021 thereabout the same issue ba ya sanka omko strike mami ya beka brofo wo de mebo sa tape no adona sa ta wan ko strike because Nana Akufo-Addo adona president mami awuda no yeso de perpetua why yama anya da ho se ukun ana ye NPP chairman for Botiano uku ye NPP chairman di NPP adwuma na aye uku ye NPP chairman NPP adwuma na aye honorable Minta Kando look I understand your respect for Ghanaians and I understand your respect for the nursing fraternity in this country. But if it is possible, one sack all of them. Your nurses certificate for so many years, they should take over their jobs. Give them like 24 hours ultimatum. One quiet one, get out. People are dying, and I am fair. Bako, your man oxygen, I am fair. Your man oxygen, will come, I am fair. Don't you have sympathy? Many sympathy. Because Mubenya NPP 4 at time which now NPP 4 no one we yadi in prepare and one about and you be beyond your management. Because so be yadia in NPP when you NDC. If you think we're a political party now will score political pointer, you are just being useless. You are just being useless. So can see a man clothing allowance fair. Hey, okay. Because we are nessa what are the national and you one else auto. It be saying yes. But how can you say what's on the friend inside? And no hospital one. It's a disability guidance allowance. So they come out here now, they come out say. What's all about so? Oh, third floor, so fourth floor. It's a yama height allowance. Because say be a danibu and you also be wage and you from President of the country, His Excellency, Chief of Staff. The floor, maybe on the floor, but Oko Jubilee House or floor and son were doing the floor. Chief of Staff or no on the allowance. How can you be this wicked to this country? Nurses for microphobia mu cost to crampa yet it's near the tax. I'm a nursing training allowance. Yamamu allowance some school, yet tria nurse for case, yet triamuka munko school keke. And yet your own same counterpart at one university, almost the unqualified student loan and send no metimiako school. Wona ye pampa Emma student a training allowance. No, who yes, what you made the whole. See me, who yes, what you made the hall? Who yes, what you made the hall? Men will be am University of Ghana, and I'm Kwame University of Science and Technology UCC, and any private school. Me yes, afraid I may say I prejuma. On top of that, semester tia juma, no na me J and medical school no. Yes, I'm better to make a crank. Meanwhile, not only na 1G loan, ATM fantasy. Yes, I am of free money. Say a allowance, Koshiandie. Na si amount free money, say Koshiandie as training allowance. Now by your Nessa. Why you be a Moasia? Which are about the crown? Mr. President, I respect you, sir. But I think you are even wasting time with this nursing case. Honorable Mita Kando, I respect you, but I think you're still wasting time with this nursing case. Minkwa is a done deal, it's a cross chapter. Minkwa, I will issue a 24-hour ultimatum. Because even government need ready say only nurses for be negotiating. No more to coin. You are not even ready to come. Mam video, mam video. Me be bo video with 20 is it 2020? No. I've forgotten a year, but 2021 thereabout. The same woman way. This mami hwe ni din no. Amukasi. Ye to say ye nkwala na egu ha no. Why? Why? Kasi ye nkwala and you keep on doing this against the good people of this country.
No matter how hard we have pushed, looking at the economic conditions and the situation we find ourselves in at this time, they will not be able to take on any new allowances. And that was made very clear throughout the negotiations. So what we've been able to do is to improve upon what existed in our old collective agreement as signed in November 2020.
So has signed the conditions of service for nurses and midwives across the country on standards over a 2-year period.
One thing has been very clear in this negotiation, and no matter how hard we have pushed, the employer has insisted that looking at the economic conditions and the situation we find ourselves in at this time, they will not be able to take on any new allowances. And that was made very clear throughout the negotiation. So what we've been able to do is to improve upon what existed in old collective agreements assigned in November 2020.
So has signed the conditions of service for nurses and midwives across the country aiming to improve their living standards over a 2-year period.
One thing has been very clear in this negotiation, and no matter how hard we have pushed, the employer has insisted that looking at the economic conditions and the situation we find ourselves in at this time, they will not be able to take on any new allowances. And that was made very clear throughout the negotiation. So what we've been able to do is to improve upon what existed in old collective agreements assigned in November 2020.
So has signed the conditions of service for nurses and midwives across the country aiming to improve their living standards over a 2-year period.
One thing has been very clear in this negotiation, and no matter how hard we have pushed, the employer has insisted that looking at the economic conditions and the situation we find ourselves in at this time, they will not be able to take on any new allowances. And that was made very clear throughout the negotiation. So what we've been able to do is to improve upon what existed in old collective agreements assigned in November 2020.
So has signed the conditions of service for nurses and midwives across the country aiming to improve their living standards over a 2-year period.
One thing has been very clear in this negotiation, and
Akufo-Addo will not be able to take on new allowances. Kwame, I'm here demonstration. Kwame, I'm going to strike. And no partner Akufo-Addo transfer for 5 years because Mami we could NPP chairman. And now my because I thought they were reasonable. But Kwame, metina say ehwehwe na mani bia and my cousin Mrs. NS. But who said they're not being reasonable? And politics pure na moyena. Now you think you're punishing John Mahama? You think you're punishing John Mahama? You are punishing Ghanaians. Mo client amaswe say sumo ewiemu mo behom. They are the people you are punishing. They are the people. Nana Akufo-Addo time there. Most Nana Akufo-Addo no mo kasa say enema mo identity muntimi cost muntimi nya hwe. Allowances na e twase e de mamono. Nana mo say da bi muntimi nya allowance ana mo ti ase. The same person what you ase. That time can only park no we do or minus for 5 years. Now would you be by just 6 months? Afena sabi munyansa aye adwuma. Ah, say ni amoja ni mu no on de waba eti yeni nsemfo nkyere no. That nonsense must stop. Masa sambo tape ni enko. Bo tape no. Fa tape ni to mine.
Countries aiming to improve their living standards over a 2-year period.
One thing has been very clear in this negotiation, and no matter how hard we have pushed, the employer has insisted that looking at the economic conditions and the situation we find ourselves in at this time, they will not be able to take on any new allowances. And that was made very clear throughout the negotiation. So what we've been able to do is to improve upon what existed in old collective agreements assigned in November 2020.
So has signed the conditions of service for nurses and midwives across the country aiming to improve their living standards over a 2-year period.
One thing has been very clear in this negotiation, and no matter how hard we have pushed, the employer has insisted that looking at the economic conditions and the situation we find ourselves in at this time, they will not be able to take on any new allowances. And that was made very clear throughout the negotiation. So what we've been able to do is to improve upon what existed in our old collective agreement signed in November 2020.
But what do you look? Fancy how they won't pay your Mahama Nasem. Sebi tafrache, mon fancheme. Fancy what teni. Fancy how they Mahama no. But kai who say ono so nipa mujane wonu. Wono so mujane wonu. Because na Akufo-Addo win ye in 2016. Yen nwa no adwadefo dodo no ahye dat tete omo ne ma so. Enu po na enye se sidi emfaso bi abaso. Se na sidi tie no sa na tie. Wom hye dat tete omo ne ma so. Se na be kushin na Akufo-Addo. John Dramani Mahama bai ono de watimi ate sidi so. Still adwadefo ne bi mpeso betete ne ma so. Adrama 40 tiom fuel so you can say Lord first so Akufo-Addo time because omo to aba Akufo-Addo biaba sabi John Dramani Mahama bae wono de watimi kura ya adwuma ma fuel ane ye ton no 16 cities na about 12 cities adrama for 15% yes omo tin free so no omo tin free so na moye ni pasa ye oh aban bi te so dia asa omo na moja wo mumu aban bi ba asa omo de omo nye nipa why do you do that why do you do that? What kind of wickedness is that? And yo sanya atwumne ma no meanwhile utimi ho clearly say John Dramani Mahama we otogana utimi ho clearly udi NPP NLA sam no to nchen na ya access no by nationalistic utimi say this John Mahama no utimi so like opeso send no ye utimi so opeso som Ghana jada ne yamwa dabi na Ghana ne ye ya John Mahama no ngu ana John Mahama no ya Ghana ne ye na ye ya oba na William Sharaf ene ne bag no Farida ana oba we de Jalodina Ghana ye ya nyame no ne be enjoy John Mahama no akasi bibi hia no wo pekura me ye ntwa ne ka the guy will survive his children will survive because we bopra fita ne papa ya MP bro ono be a member of parliament positions our hodi we sieska the guy John Mahama no bopra Tibibia John Mahama ne ye no is for you and it's for me. But because of Amanyo Semon Kitenkete, the same woman was a Akufo-Addo time, then never more thing. Eti almost a muntimi. And for allowances be a almost allowances into man cost strike. The same woman, I never cost strike. I about tape. Satam one cost strike. 1 year demonstration, one cost strike. Democrat don't me about strike, one cost strike. But another John Mahama n'anime hare eti afeina moko strike look me na comedy awie mama me suggestion womu amuso mo nkoye adwuma no womu ntrafie your nurses and midwives bebre every school so many years this is the time to employ those nurses and midwives. These guys who said they will not go to work, let them stay home. And I'm saying that if I was president, I would give them just 24 hours. Because in the first place, National Labour Commission has declared say their strike illegal. So we are just entertaining illegality. Why should we even call for retired nurses, retired midwives when we have a mobile who school for so many years? What is on your juman? Oh, go here. No, so may you not if you money. Why is it a people are dying and you go to tell us me accident. So I know how it feels. That don't make you say none of me accident here. Who will take care of me first? And there are people Minuka said by now, woman in accident. Nurses, let's all show me first. How are you going to cater for these people? There was one guy, you have no oxygen in car, and you are entertaining this nonsense as a country. No, so the person should get how he. Nurses fly what fear no more for mushem no more ejuma. I don't know make all. Kwame, His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama. You see, 24 hours port services ebe John Dramani Mahama can was we latest aba ye de chow. His Excellency the President. I can't want them say enche ye be started 24-hour port. Ma menti went through on briefly. Me no ka say kwamna Bobie Ansah. Commander Boham aba. Ma ka say nepo kuli stay on so ba come say. Menti went through briefly. Ansah na share your come to us. And this one I want to speak to the 1 cedi levy. The 1 cedi levy. Me pa cho ti me. John Dramani Mahama Ebeji amamua na ewu. Listen to me. John Dramani Mahama Ebeji amamua na ewu. It was as if say MPP no ma set a trap. Ama John Dramani Mahama amamu say a China 6 months as amamu no collapse. That is the kind of government that John Dramani Mahama inherited. It was a government in comatose. Apart from that, John Dramani Mahama mo abeji amamua na eka adokoro wam no enya Ghana sikapuduo mu eya America sikapuduo mu. Me pese say Ghana sika kitin ni dey anke manage, but na eye billions of dollars and then eka. So for instance, your energy has $3.1 billion. And only just that. $3.1 billion. Is the energy? Scanable from TIE. Yeah, the cover 70 billion. That is the kind of economy John Dramani Mahama ever inherited. When him say not that to GDP, almost take over now 70%. Me no can say a conform. They are hoping say by the close of year, it will be 50 to 52%.
The economy is growing by 5.3.
Yes, that's the growth of the economy. Now, my main credit here near Ninkomwe. Send me a top petrol 16 Ghana cedis. Na se ato force mutimi force ye. Mene ye top petrol in some stations 11 Ghana cedis. Chere se wo odra no. Wo private man na wakoto fuel no. Ato forcing ni esiama mu adwuma pa ma yenti. What me anya extra 5 cedis. Wonu me ntia anka abato fuel no 16 cedis. But adwuma mu yenti na auto fuel no 11 cedis. Enti wanya 5 cedis. Ato forcing say sa 5 cedis no me sraw. Eka adokoro yen. Eni sika yenti mi nya entofo. Empower your generators no. Chememu 1 cedi pe. Tio. Na me mamu nkania enyina so da. MPP for every yakutukunu. Amambo for say. Ana to force say. 1 Ghana cedi na wo de mame no. Enye se eba be change bibi o. Increase price no. The same price na wo to at the pumps no. Price na be hu. Nemom bia na se nya win for be say bia fan wo bi ko fan wo se ne to na man no price ne so tia sebi sanka bia 30 pesos ana ye de bete so na wanya ahota sa 30 pesos no ye ka bom na bia menya be 90 pesos bia metin what ho ana ye fa se 1 cedi a metin what ho no mukosi se kai ye betimi atua na nya bi nso atofu anka boni be ne wo Kwame I command that na since yenya no last me say ne Kwame picture bia na Otu Darko akufo adomo increase eye fan without parliamentary approval increase diesel increase petrol about 73 pesos for petrol and I think 75 pesos for diesel without parliamentary approval because in 2015 we established a SRS lado na 20%, I beg your pardon, 20 pesos. And that's what much. Mem say, driver for anybody call court near there. I'm a court boy say, you can't clear energy recovery debt levy. It had the energy sector levy. But because at the time John Dramani Mahama Munomu didn't come up, said because of the debt Asado now in 2021 and Tiasebem ama a 20 year abbey. Now Nakufad mu taking over kill and increasing by 75 pesos for diesel and 73 pesos for petrol. 80 na Ghana for him and Umpuan Kantra Uti John Dramani Mahama they were free nipim air catcher. Mammy, I didn't see the yes, document bia a trese na na danko akufado mu ansa no mbeko no there was increment of petrol and diesel on Franco Parliament but you know na ye dia to see nti bra behwe nti obehwe ha no mu a eye gas oil no we say gas oil gasoline and now they diesel 0.93 pesos and we 0.95 pesos. Until what was a new rate from 9 June until 2025. No, Sanka 241 cedi in Becahua. That is a 1 cedi 93 pesos for petrol. Now 1 cedi 95 pesos for petrol. Now 93 pesos 1 cedi for diesel. Now we know they did it without parliamentary approval, and it's because, like I said, almost passes energy sector levy. Now 20 pesos and no more charge. And a double for the big court man. Say energy recovery levy debt to that. Intino we know a double tax and a court rule in their favor. Dear Munum didn't come. Mintia, it was it near boy. Omuka service to 2021. A kufa do buy and yet in opposition, kufa the cassette you or buy a pen to increase here. Mammy Visa Oman can't remununti anomini papa na. We dear what catch it up. And yet a canon of Bogu. But on person better do so.
Otu sometimes ye nyini kono. And many boa now to tuni ye kakra. I'm not saying say be a sycophant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying say be a sycophant.
Yeah.
But me the question ma ye yan crofo no. The way omutimi ema NPP for BT woman. Then they swear them. Okay. Then they start insulting their own.
Yeah.
They should be careful. And as some judge, and I'm okay, say a data boarding, na then they boarding, oba better so, mba say, and now to look, yeah, na na me blame woman. Also Juma, John Mahama, any NDC Otu. January 7th to February 7th, 1 month. February 7th to March 7th.
2 months.
March 7th to April 7th.
3 months.
April 7th to May 7th.
4.
7th June year me.
5.
And no 5.
That is the Oshima technically in do 6 months.
Debbie.
In fact, our calculation you have because me cry me all along me calculating 6 months.
You see?
Yeah.
You see? Yes, one in on the 7th of January. And until see about show you don't have power to do anything.
That's right.
Every decision after 7th December, the autism one will lose.
That's right.
Then we go through transition. And Sanya Diaba. Some George only in the month there, February. Maybe February no February. February, right?
February. Me refer particular day.
Particular day. Omo year vetting. In I think March. March we no confirm.
Yeah.
In the St. George Bar office, March, April, May. There was 2 months, 2 weeks in.
What they channel 3 months.
That's 3 months. What they channel 3 months. When MPP started insulting St. George, now your microphone be assumed. No musu di atem. But obi ankore na dwene wo wiase. Enti e wiase no wo nyansa no afa. No bi so afa. But you see, it's sad. So why do you know ha? At the MPP, look, MPP are very good with propaganda. So want to be sure Crawford, my young Crawford, credit some Georgia. Some of them I spoke to them behind. So Charlie, give the guy some chance. Yet Kroma Akufo-Addo were winning 2016. 1 year, not this year for continuing 1 year, true or false?
1 year more Kroma.
1 year. Okay, no man catch us someone settle down, someone settle ye. 1 year, now Akufo-Addo kusu catch someone settle ye.
You have a full machinery.
You have full machinery. No, you 125 ministers with their deputies, with their personal assistants. Some judge or deputy. I'm not too sure.
The minimum deputy.
Some judge or deputy.
Minimum deputy.
Only deputy. You can see that he's overstretched.
Nyankese deputation on one
because the president decided, he said, look, young to me, spend this car. Appointees be bring home. Abra or mining needs.
That's right.
Wisdom. It was a communication ministry. Why me check me? As la na ni deputies here say, ni PS here say check it. Boy, I be fight.
That's not some about two deputies.
No, 2 deputies, right?
Yes. Communications.
Now, Omodi did some judge attempts, then I'm like, oh, Charlie. Some of our colleagues, ni Frebi, actually. Okay, no, Commander, yeah, to say NPP front now, but you see, yes, as much as we don't want to behave like NPP media people, then again you must be careful that you don't throw away the baby with the friend say bathing water here or the you need to be careful that you don't do it. Yes, we agree that let me pamper John Mahama and appointees. However, we don't need to do things a bit demoralizing woman. It will show technically the achievements at the communication ministry, 3 months within 3 months. Now, sir, and Yama some judge they buy Otu, and usually say just one day you wake up and you just issue something. A process, a negotiations. You need to talk. Some judge on seat a telecos via. And you'll be there in a Juma.
Now, facilitate.
Facilitate. The previous administration, Apampa or Massa or Mama or Buya. And reset, you see, to reset something. And you better.
What's that from scratch?
Also, say, and yadding. But all year, very difficult. They say, Minia, your castle, you condemn a studio ha.
Oh, flat cry.
Any 5 minutes. Shoe pong.
A very flat cry.
Would near Piaway, net the hog gra.
Opa me and try.
And you try. We did 5 minutes here, baby. Never. But they say 2 people. You catch her, say. Yem, Nemania Bubuno. Yem building a back.
A bed.
It will take us centuries.
Well, common sense analysis now.
Hey, your common sense.
Yeah.
So
they wouldn't send your man here. See near Kwameneke.
It's simple.
Say yes, say no. You best say no, but Obi say or best say she sell for fra. Who is saying?
What you ever see you said in your area no. And you remember you when you free walk. And what got mono buy time I'll bet you the assistant mono crown to say time I'll just say no.
That's right.
Technicians, lay wires, ADS radio station. Ask them studio, how many days, how many weeks? Into your can't reset her. The reset doesn't mean something overnight. You bet that at not a C. But NDC for ya no makoka, ya no for no. No mama ya no for no ABT woman. No. Did this some judge attempt son? I'm saying Obi a yesu in the bay. Ne nipa no kra na ono kwase na de so.
7 February.
7th February.
7 February.
Okay, February, March, April.
And that's swearing in.
May.
Yeah.
It's still in
3 months. Daniel, what you? Yes, in January. May. 8 years.
After 3 months.
8 years.
But how do you even expect it will be the 4 month crowd have a turnaround?
Yes. But all of a sudden, John Mahama and in the appointed him for 4 months, 5 months, and you be.
It's not also because Yanya Abanya a lazy over time. Abia Benya Banya. Why are you maintain? You're going to say, I think so.
I want to come in into a wing. Yeah. Now, Ghana from who say John Mahama, His Excellency in the team. In fact, Ghana is in the hands of a competent driver. It says that Akwaya Kajagum Yangwa Ose Bakuru Kremuno Nama for a seki. What the car na bram mnemu pimidia na oda monya de me de mobako monya de yabako. When your mama picked the car, or the call within car no size and no or the aqua within 1 week. Now, my year body works in the area. Jesus the Branum the filler assistance is a whole na Professor Jena no Pokunum the paint yaba na Omako pe a year ties mono, Eddie Abessasia, Omama socks mono. Absorb some mono, Wama you break pad never the mono, Ababessa, Yayin Konya Tantino, Edim Konya, Utrema comfortable. As a sicker within 1 week. Hey, God got the young near Timu and feel what you are not carry. Obikaye Adroga, not Ehimi, Kaini. Here, Tremwa or Sparky, the kind of sea castle. After you beard smooth ride echo. And your mark when a better Tiasu cry. Ah, they go speed the uncle. Ah, we are trying here. Young boy. Yanama Casana Dawson. And this and within 4 months, 5, we are doing first quarter. Economic report, the indices. Now, Ghana economy grew by 5.3% compared to 5.3%. Yeah, compared to 2024 first quarter. Wow. Where NPP after 8 years still they were doing below 4.5. And you want to ask me now 5.3 every day 5.3 who's and so na 5.3 who's and so and around us everywhere. Meaning say NDC a human institution will be a mistake. But I mean within 5 months, Ghana near would tell me, young cannot pray.
Okay, Commander, and producers now human as at February 2025. President transfer time
January 7,
2024. I said 2 deputies for communications.
Ursula Diana Wokan.
Digitalization Ghana. Ursula Diana. Honorable Amma Puma Boating and Mr. Charles Champo. Do you want to name any deputies?
Only deputies Emma Ursula.
Yes.
We're ground
now. So much the idea actually.
We're ground on PA
party.
On PA is in my you.
God, yeah, no, no.
And can you beat? Don't worry. Hey, Yanukrano, am I you?
Hey, your personal assistant to the personal assistant of the minister.
Yes. So, your best now, Yamra substantive matter.
Very well. Oceans every.
You know, nurses.
Okay.
Otu, my 2 NDC 4.
Oh, we are so best. 1 city living.
Oh, my call.
Okay, all right.
Me 2 NDC 4. Me didn't have that because you see, no essay can turn back.
Okay.
Now me 2 NDC 4.
Okay.
Me can NDC me 2 NDC are buying. Me can NDC are buying presidency. You best say oh, some of them, some of the issues you know we discussing no. Behind closed doors. But again, we should let the public know that some of the issues here so that it won't be like I mean Yasum Fasobia and they don't even have watchdogs. Yeah, almost
okay.
They do. Me nua Jinapo. Sabi me ma hurumi nua e wo begam.
Okay.
Na yan from so. Yan from so. Oh, we are see aye buy. But wa me nua kasa. Bibi ni na senya. I send him even sabi ye penny pa chief of staff. Oh, na mo dia. Me to be sending no. Message say chief ade wey. Mama yan fa.
Okay.
Me honorable Felix Kwachi Ofusu Oba Abusano on countless occasions. Sometimes while now my prompt to say minia baby I didn't kick kono. In fact ada almost this 1 CD levy no buy no. So honorable to force in the back. I didn't pay that you know and I'm sending message say now I'm senior comrade.
Yeah.
And didn't pay timing. Me sending no.
Everything is timing.
Me sending no. Most of because omoye sabe I buy penny for me Bobie Ansah no. I've been in most of them from 2008 9 we have been together as a family. And so sometimes you talk to them as a family, but sometimes you need to talk about issues in public. Yeah, everybody will set up, and I think the NDC government must set up. They are doing well, but they need strategy to govern. We are buying now. We need for thinkers. Make up thinkers, make up how to strategize. People who can read the weather. People who can read to know say okay ade we ye de say ye mfa wan hwe ya ube wi ase no asandefo o kasa bi ye se mfa hwempa duro entar pompo so wuti ya o ya na wo nom eye sabe emoto mu aduro
say enko
so now aka media me catch almost say they should get 2, 3, 4 member team. They are very good in strategizing.
Okay.
And I think Ajuma way mumi ankano kure national security Ajuma they should brief. I think say the 57% no I haven't spoken to them on that
57%,
but the 57% resource name this no
okay
the abino and our president's nephew say so
like I didn't trim them.
Goodwill no.
That's the goodwill I say.
Goodwill I say no. You only build on it, especially when you are doing so well.
Yeah.
That under the Fourth Republic, Abaya in the first quarter, even the opposition who the Obeka
was shaky.
And he said, "Oh, perform well, say." Now I found Tuma unye fitase. Now I would the assume.
And you made it assume.
And you're the other
assume.
Who are not on Sako Bomum. Now they assume. What are you doing? How plead? Yes, you're no more Kasawa tree. Now why we offer them their and yes, mom suggestion they don't take that one. Jinapo, any other friends I have in the government. Oh, prompting no afro. Oh, commander, okay, all right, okay, Hano. I say, you better. Jinapo especially. So when people talk about Jinapo, like Jinapo, Ayobia, Untiasema, I'm like, then you knew Jinapo. You don't know him. No, just shut up. If you should answer what time waka, say personal issues aka. Don't talk rubbish.
It's a personal vendetta.
Yeah, say personal issues are. Just deal with it, but don't talk rubbish. You understand? And Makano, the issues, no, they are doing well. But NDC should take keen interest in strategizing in their communication and in propagating also Ghana and work propaganda a young crowd say negative something. You need to know how to propagate and your achievements.
That's right.
So they should take keen interest. They should read the people.
But is it not also because I'm passing on that certificate of agency?
Yeah, because they couldn't read the body language of the people.
And can we create what should that test waters?
No, what stops you from engaging Ghanaians? Yeah, bro. So if we are buying what the fuel every 16 per liter. Am I right?
Yes, 16.
Am I right?
You're right.
What you know, a bit on 10, a bit on 11. You know so?
Yeah, you should 11 grand.
Yes, I mean you see 11.
Yeah.
What you know by 11?
To watch a 5.
Watch a 5. And it's here. You pick dollar from say 17.
16.
16 years 16.
Yeah, 16.
What you know, one also be brew. A bit 10.
What's the baby? A free day equal 20 now.
Into
the for the system.
To 4 What you know, that be brew 10.
9.
10 9.
No, hold on.
So 11.
No, maybe 10 and 9.
Don't worry. You're 11. You're 11.
Let me know 10 2. The dollar rate.
What do you
10 2. 10 2. Fatoso.
What you know, Bedra? Who you know? What's in Mabunu? Me, John Mahama, my administration. I don't see why you send money and now Obi at. Meanwhile, we are promoting electronic transaction. And e-levy.
Commander, you're turn on 10
Martin, me say, your mama who here power. So e-levy me year free. Yes, sir. Emission tax. And yet, car for. And I never want to say,
I say, we see tax.
Emission tax. Emission tax. And I debut. And a betting tax. No one. Meboa. Yeah, so way. Time on Yama a Turkish shape no. The whole country.
Yeah.
Obia country be so be antitin Yama so.
Commander was saying my phone so price and then what?
Yeah, my
okay.
When the befa a more was not me the more edge say say mateso. When the befa macaroni was not me the say mateso. When the befa oil was not me the so you can see that about for near J.
Charlie.
And if say open say we do 1 CD eba beto and yes one dey buy you the energy levy was introduced by the NPP in I think 2022, right? 2022 or 20
the sector levy now.
No,
you are talking about the recovery. I know your recovery no. Who said your energy recovery levy? But 2015 the only GMO the energy sector levy 2015. But I think that there was some energy recovery debt levy.
No, but we know MB before the call. I think him say
I'm reviewing.
Yes,
I'm reviewing. Yeah,
I'm
a B2 about 73 pesos.
Yeah,
75 pesos.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm say 20%.
Yeah.
And
on the 20%. And I'm increasing.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so
that's true.
Idea a one that. And he said, what they call 1 CD. Engagement. What Fred Drivers Union? Minianum. They say Nyamiado motor fuel at this price. Baby, I do no. You perceive a solve problem be. Na problem no. Say ni bit you solve but to mumwame. Minia, every rational human being.
But also.
What the next last casting with who we are? What free market women? Mama, mummy and Ninko Makakra. Mama, say ni. Yamiadum, and Yama walk off from Lord Fair coffin. Any say. Now, Mama, me pass and can we know? Yeah, the way no air bananka, a bad boy and crying the bar. No, I catch now, Omo. And to only figure no with the tree. Obia to me, Nadano. What free a friend say, a profound more guta.
Guta.
Who we are engaged even education unions.
And central for.
And then these are stakeholders.
Now, Commander, can't we even use our 180 something ministers through town hall meetings?
Town hall meetings.
Free SHS here pass it. Kesenia papa new government oh papa oh MP Nimudu so no south no new government Ochiribefi okanya ka say man twa levia e twa free SHS o educating enu bo e levy
so wo dey say person beka ye be no politics kra no a you were interested groups be in Ghana here. You call the Muslim Council imam before wadaroma say you or call mosque on him how to explain it. You call Christian Council, just engage them. It doesn't take anything away from you. Engage the people. What they are the end of it to obiani asimbiaka, but 57% no and that almost me ada sa 1% ada pienwa. I sent a message to Honorable Otu Forcing. Now say kai atuapi. Now say Honorable baby I'm the fire atuapi. Some few friends I have in government, I told them in their face. But you see, in America no, that way no, intelligence and the NI, that's the BNI, and they should help and do these things, because even Crown, some 57, every 3 weeks or 1 month, there should be a research for you to know what is happening with whom Crawford mood, what is happening on the grounds, say the amount for Sigri. And unfortunately for us, then we have government appointees at the presidency. Woman na air treaty. Say I woman don't be tria. Ubi a tria from be tria. Very arrogant. Very arrogant. I was like
Ebi soon too for.
When a
Obu okra ni oka kra phone nto.
More than 90%.
You understand? Who Mantia said, me who sound threats no. Mantia said that I'm like, why not to sound crofo way for? Yeah, they will be in Chiakra, ye bet Chia. I mean, well, Casabeno. No. In any case, baby out no, a Ghana for and a Yesika. A Ghana for the deal Omusika, a Chiaoka.
Yes, a bicycle.
And the fool one you our presidency one. And even if you want people to tweet, you don't use government appointees to come and tweet. Yes. Na Ghana for any break and some now be you should be Edina Akasach Ghana for now never tweet to say yedi betia me who are the and I'm so I don't know, bra. Ni akofam krophobia begum. No ma ba be say no.
Na aketefo.
Mewa for the 8 years I for the number number bia omoje omani.
Na me kan ye obi say me kan.
Oh. No omo to bia omoje omani.
Ontia onim ayamabo no match.
Last minute ohun say be yie no. Na no no be jimu. Nipa na bia ni kunu president here fine. Enti obenya ba bia ase. That's all. Enti wo wala ye no obese no okọ party no opposition no asaye dwane no okọ tra ba bi di na mo do apafo no mo do saa mo be do saa mo do na so onim harvest time onim say I know so enka tie be by 3 months na ebo
yeah me say wo no 8 years no aban this say we yi wani unti obi am wa
so me be sere wo mo me sada me who treat no me send the message your president was say no, don't allow these people to
exhibit that arrogance.
Don't allow them
because who for no bi in the first place.
Street no jaya ni enkomo o ti ase ba o yesa o se semple for roba more. You don't need to do that. No because who twa me metua babo dama na say o yare but Binia met 2 NDC for we me so I was the way Meaning, sir, because my own ministers now they are engaging people more. They are engaging the media. They are engaging. And I feel oh yeah, but yes, I am glad that at least we have a government in place here. When the people are angry, they know, and they listen. And nurses, namdi we abamini aba.
That basa won't try. One city no, say so simple.
And I make us say,
that be unti Janis.
No, and I make us say, with the one city no, now about for about the TSC. Me, tell me I'm on social media 24/7. And me indicators, me indicators we on social media. Tell me me use you. And I'm on Crophobia or mobile posting on social media. When I see their post, I know. Say, BB positive, I know. A negative, I know. Gradually, people are accepting it. I'm saying explanations in Sona Koso, papa. I'm a Crophobia, say, oh, okay, so this is the situation. Trust me. Even when I went to Mampong, before I made Baba come Mampong, yeah, now for NPP for Libya, almost friend, no money, Yakasa, because Mampong, the 20 year dim command, sir. Now, I'm not the way the nation of Mamma Bua Famosano. And I'm so a starting point, you know. And starting point now, but and I make us say, so be a 2 and a Monday, you don't need to overflog, you know, a dead horse.
Yeah.
Now say, where's our pet now? What I know time and your time. And he said, oh, you mistake near 2 marginacy so.
Yeah.
That's almost corrected a pet. Let's move on.
Commander, I make us say 2 days ago. Time I say, and that is one thing I love you for. You see, and found senior or Pabembiasen, you must be moved by conviction.
Yeah.
Be a Ghana first. What does it? And I buy no swian in DB. You were going to say, me will or no domia or no Casasa wins what let me.
Yeah.
Now, correct. When I'm sure you say, attention, Ghana Revenue Authority. We, into bracket, most Ghanaians are ready or maybe ready to pay the additional 1 cedi fuel levy to help government settle the debts packed by the previous Akufo-Addo government. But I think implementation is too fast. Kindly allow education to further sink down and the downstream pumps to at least adjust their machines relative to the new price before for implementation. Say that Mahama. Said Mahama near Penassim Tiankan. I think painful here. Their commander can almost fenya esuadia.
Yeah. Maybe and I can say
yes.
No,
I think I think so going forward because also issues in Ketenkete omo na person a cut of achievements no a lack of engagement. Yeah. And the Kofasani Manina. Beyond that, no, they are doing fantastic. So far, so good. And I think the one city, say now Oko grounds are Ubia Betias say now say me talk 16 cedis per liter, and then Ubi the Jimmy a year 11 cedis. Wamame 5 cedis.
See, pumps about 10.99.
Every liter biano, me the 20 cedis ne coffee. In every letter be and be try 1 cedi a 4 cedis. So me was 16 cedis. A friend say 1 gallon.
And a commander na say mom tia say 1 cedi a obetwe on sa pump price no. A windfall bi anka e be ba no.
Yeah no.
Na oti ato.
Yeah no oti ato.
Enti no won say ho be.
Ebi ade no e sem wo ha. Enya say bia even if some talk 1 gallon and I'm getting 16 cedis. Ewa chira 16 cedis na ye bibi pa. What you say? And then yate macaroni so from 18 cedis to I think 14 cedis. Yeah. No, since last 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
me dey because say microphone ko fridge. Omote so. Best my body in my advert.
No. But you should encourage them so that people will go there and buy.
Oh, but I praise them the other anyway, Kafam.
But
the other time I praise you.
But
from Mama told me.
No, from so be any so. What do you say? So be young when I say beer speculations
maybe must have to tell me so.
No, next is issue. Meaning what is the issue? Now, I'm say and that what was in our part, me crank me say, say, what we adwuma. Let NDC understand this. That MPP in opposition, only 2% cry no, only dangerous. Never think so when you are 38% in Tino. No. One, the NDC should understand that MPP party no, tin or any brave for. De any brave. You can't be brave, brother. Say
envy, Anna.
The envy. The party was formed based on envy. Why not no more envy? No more envy. Kwame Nkrumah. Eya hoya eno de te eya MPP party no. Enjoy your enipa bia the venom in them, whether in government or in opposition, for me dangerous. There's some bitterness in their hearts. That is MPP for you. Who tie hawa bafo akotono mo ne omo makan kikabo mu a omo te party no on tribal lines. And tribal lines no te party no omo de ahoya sunsun and a share MPP nase. So the NDC should understand this. And yaka and for yaka tell one more, but it seems they don't get it. MPP no ye free mu no omo de or time and a tea party no omo free north omo free asante omo free achem omo de ahoya na kabo mu no de tea party no. And NDC should get this. 2024 we know Otu MPP for yapa bako sema omo rem fi da omo lose 2008 enya omo ya even when edubu ahi time there no enya omo ya adia ya bako sema MPP rem fi da mo makoma e bleedy 2024
humiliation is.
And only the MPP for your pa. Thank you, John Mahama Kran, come
okay.
The fact that John Mahama won't go anymore, see a coffee about
so when to me, maybe you.
I bet humiliate you, Musano. And the pain, you never for a woman, you never for the woman. Yeah. You call Kumasi, you know more. Oh, almost to be catcher. I remember that for MPP Nipa, you told Dean Comosio, catch him, say, come now. Chale, kwa ya modi nipa fasu makuma enhili you. I'm not healed. Yena ba me bet say yena na akumiase mo kan na say they are not able to come out from that defeat. They are still stuck in there. Enti kan mu say woni say nipa we ya de a kwa bi obefa so gu animu asibi no. Obeye. And let NDC understand that the MPP today is the same UP tradition yesterday. The only difference is that omu changing names. Then they change their skin. But omu change omu character. The weapons they have been using, the slavery weapons they have been using, still omo awa no ma activate baako enti saa obi a woni aban akọ negotiations said your boat tape Ghana National Midwifery
Nurses and
Midwifery Association,
Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association.
Wo moni aban a previous government akọ ye negotiations. It started in 2020.
Yeah.
Omo presubia at the time a agreement by no the same government elements fetchly copy kuobi so yan consult omo over figures to omo be court one else idea no just to drag.
Yeah,
but the principle is that unibibi ye court about we in see be lose but the big judge that mom say yeah they went to court drag the matter because that is a serious matter franka nurses any midwives no echo striker maybe and can be a pussy court no among take decision and them they never went to court tap now boy no perpetual when yes the kunu
a chairman
is it true
that's what they verified.
No, have you cross-checked?
Only Paco catch it's true. Producer correct, it's true. Because even if it's somebody who is very close, I will also confirm it's any kuni.
You,
chairman.
You. Some way epetra ne subordinates and him catch almost say. Na na kufuado say. Ahotra ba scanning ho. So the best thing they can do.
They be commander. Oh, Kano, Boko, yes, sir.
And I mean, can I say?
What say? What more insist? Who did see? Government insisted. That is a Muniamudia Banienti. Yeah, Kano.
No. And I'm about you too, Musa. You need to know.
But how can I say I could follow Palmacho? I could follow Palmacho. I could follow insist.
Okay. Media mechanic say.
I'm Palmacho.
And I'm not catching him and say, okay, so almost how to better. The current agreements no how to better it now we demands so eventually what she was trying to communicate they said they should forget about the agreement new agreement about the funeral funeral allowance height allowance
disability allowance disability
virtually the woman was telling them that let's forget now Minu Haruna this same woman, these same people. Yet to bury 7 December. Before I best swear JM in, you say court a made ruling on the matter. In January. You know so?
Yeah, so.
What is the ruling? A buying ensure na agreement only omu entria ni nyina ma.
Machu am not on kwem.
Now, omu wie ye no. Then they went to Honorable Akando, as minister no. And Honorable Akando say, and you see, my seven be my main camp, but Akando in the papa. And guess Akando, be a bisa nurses and midwives for power, almost to ma, almost to daddy. Moko I know Akando say, oh. Dear Mokano, no, we agree, but ye better quiet, ye be best ye seek some to you. But yes, say, move free on one very dishonest people, no more by public. Say I can't say, and when him say, one first meeting, no, Musiano, they never came out to tell us, say. I cannot say a year budget no be read and that was in February. February budget no it will appear. They never. They are only saying it after the budget. Omo read the budget na we no and omo kasa asem no just to create some disaffection for Akando and the government.
I see a kind of
but Akando never mentioned anywhere, and they can never prove it. See, Akando can say February budget. What Akando told them is that you have a judgment, you know, but you have court. Here's the moment time. Na yenshe emra yedibishim, but this time they are tight.
On Crumbs and next year, 2026.
2026. Yeah, June.
And November, so you have a budget.
Now,
agreement now only government to come.
Yeah.
By the end of next year, na elapsing. So once it's elapses, that means this is almost a core.
Now why no one mean answer? What take you over? No, be deny share buy a note here. You call for negotiation.
4 months. O say 4 months. Now only the omo kan ya eye mahomete.
The very akwa.
Eya omo mehu se nyansa enya adwuma e wo Haruna. Omo se omo tire omo abrabom. Tio omo tire omo abrabom.
Commander Mbacho for 5 minutes here.
Yes, these nurses eya come once a week. They are enjoying a year fuel prices, above them. Are they not enjoying?
Yeah.
They are enjoying the effects
of
the city and dollar rate. They are enjoying. Are they not enjoying?
Mm-hmm.
They are enjoying the effect of our market say. And then autono 950 no 25 kilos no say autono 500
or you are 1,000 you see about 550
they are enjoying. So at least what do you want to say? Oh Charlie, say nyama kakra yama abino embre almost say there be. In fact, as of last 2 weeks na omo akwakoye ensiamudie enjoy from the cover. I'll get you that voice. I will make us omunya nko strike no. Sata no na me perpetual no. No too quiet. No Switzerland. The deputy and the quiet side. If you remember, last 2 weeks.
No too quiet. Sada no
almost share we. Leaders now too. But almost say omo cancel the demonstration.
Yes, omo cancel. Omunya nye. Perpetual no be do ya. No, in fact, I sent the video to Honorable Akando because no Kigali. I sent him the video. Oh, bedru ya, my many bedru ya.
No Kijagu.
No more what Kijatu. Ogo can't see me and the politics.
That be near they say their politics.
Ebinum.
The woman near their politics.
Ebinum argument. Yaminia Oliver Vomao. Almost say there.
Yeah, my can be among my best.
Say to me, say almost to me tria Article 71. Any added to the moon to me tria nurses.
Two different issues.
Can you imagine?
Two different issues.
Can you imagine?
Mangoes and oranges. Two
almost to me tria Article 71. Nobody is saying he said.
Yeah, Article 3 for
and yes, sir.
Article 01.
And yes, sir. Your nurses follow. They are fighting for their current. You say you're Kiamuka. And your negotiations on my year.
How can you say you're into your height? How?
Right. And see, Meno, all that is going on. No. Me tape now, boy, and my tape. Yeah, me catch them when I say. Politics. Now, so NDC are here because my teachers say education sector also.
Yeah.
Teachers no.
Hey, now doctors underground. But you see one of the demands that doctors for also here in your mind.
And they are meeting.
Cast now muyi no.
Yeah.
Sikani they come hospitals. No?
Yeah.
The emphasis can be ni on cast or macre february.
Yeah.
Can home they come.
Yeah. And omone the MPP, some of their leaders. Any MPP for air kasa. Obaka say, yeah, MPP a organized criminal team.
Gang.
Even when they have internal fight, time through says so mkodi bonia, they are able to come together.
Omdi we are not party.
Omdi we are go away. As at the time na your friend say JB Dankwa. Any other factions, background no faction, ever problem, ever UGC Simuno, against Nkrumah. So, no to be back together, between Nkrumah Bonnet, or Mukofi and no Makako. Sano Musubanti. Say this is now a share. Say the 2016, or Motina, a share, or can be beer, no Makata, or say, oh, a two-bit unless they have agreed with them that they will do 4 years.
And Crawford
now NDC about MPP about befa. Entisa they should open their eyes. They should just open their eyes. So won't be a woman near. The choir sir and Crawford way. Almost the John Crawford system. You need to that grassroots no catch almost say clear them.
And also can have the petition a call presidency.
Yes.
You were comfort directors men at the airports. Ghana Civil Aviation. After election 7th December. Omukoji appointment on the 10th of December.
Omuda Sutiho. Clear them. Inipano on paper.
Yes.
What do you say?
Oh, yeah, campaign. In fact, also on Pell.
In your friend, one of your father for all. Clear them. Because your mama, as we speak, this is in Bia taking Bia. A year has 57% to my bonus. Clear them and fix your people. I'm gonna believe you ideas.
Resetting agenda no.
How can you reset a country with
57 not to abandon say reset country. Yeah, say we had a reset to a with the money say fat.
Na reset on mine.
Why should you factor in MPP and that's what you why should you think about say MPP ni beka say MPP 38% the other oh just make sure you keep what your 57
hard pound say omo ti hono kra no they are not qualified to be there. They are not qualified, but because of patronage and party affiliations.
Many an American message NDC bill money before it's too late.
Yeah. They Omanpenyi, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said on the 2nd of June, yeah, the petition Ebrel. Yakayo say Yanyanti Bia for presidency.
Petition
about Ghana Civil Aviation. Krofa Omomo appointment on the 10th of December. Yeah, Julius Debra.
It was against the directive.
It was against the directive. So, Tiakai presidency said, Omoda Suti Ho Juma. On the 10th of December, Yamo contract. Omo call interview and Omo failure. But Omunim say, Omo Kofi, Yadi Omo call for Ebertina for by force, by hook. To Omoda Suti Ho, we want to listen to whatever the president has for Alliance for Justice and Equality for. Me banonso metie commander pa Kasafa nema hodo pi Shasie ya me Shasie tie na Sam George ne communication ministry ya dia hadwin papa nanso mame sankai ye tiefo ne antina ya me pe Accra FM beba ne say ye ka anako irrespective of who so we are NPP ni NDC ni CPP ni na obia se wodi fo ye be kan se be bia wo kɔ no na ne wo ye no ne amanfo ni enji nti ye be kan wo tie omo about Sam George some about promises na okaye about me bomodin atiti nemaso me yesi no correct say wo shebo a by all means wo ba mo ye be kayo say see na okaye but it is only fair and very gentleman to come back to say near me kayo ampa ye be diso but say na koso say one kai
out of respect
say one can year hwe kana for say be yanjimi o na internet so no obiya say wo kanu nde a eda ho etwen wo chena enu ntina ye ka say wo aban mu na wo be hihye mra e be benefit the opposition not in government because enche wo be opposition na nema bebria o promise ye nde want me and so but going
this year is what this
they me patch say na say o kan nema bebria
before now no ni so but this year
o shase
okay
it is only fair to say near o shase ye no e bona paso
okay
na o hwe nema Emma NDC ba aban mu eye nema mienu nema Emma NPP call opposition eye nema mienu one is highly insensitive Emma NPP call aban opposition followed by greed edidija na ma NPP a core opposition. These two key factors play across political divide. So we are NDC, we are NPP. So we fa Ghanaians to say abua. Omokuse nyina etwen da ubeba omochen. And that is the elections day. You bet you say nya na wuri no ye ni enso ye ni ana ye mpe. The 57% na NDC nya ya. NDC kwa na to abama NDC. Debi.
Obere 57%.
Enya NDC. Eye omwa omudwin ko echire pa na to aba ema NDC. Enya NDC fo. Sabi o. Enya NDC nyina na to aba. So we are NDC supporter. Sada no. Ebi anko. Ebi obi yare wantimi ankoto aba. Obi atokwan. But omwa omudo oman Ghana eka ho. Today His Excellency is swimming comfortably within 57%. Omwa NPP e disappoint you omwa na NDC NPP ewo aban mu na omu ye die hard NPP fo a omwa anya hwi ewo party no sabi obi mu ekotu atia NPP obi mu so anko eni nyina ka ho a NDC onye asa 57%. Commander, okay. Na yeti ha in 2024, 2023. Na ye ka nema ahodo a NPP eye. Emma Ghanaians complaini. One of it na a dollar. Now one of it was a dollar a differentials. CD to dollar was one factor. Exchange rate na idea because now it affects everything within the economy. It affects prices of foodstuffs, fuel, anything that has to do with the economy. Now dollar it affects it. Followed by agitations of workers. The living condition of Ghanaians na idea the ex-wall administration na omu endiso ye Ghanaians. But today as we speak, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is in power. He is the president of the Republic of Ghana, and that is the only country we have, Ghana. Na kanino yeka about increments. Udanya ni pane si yedi e-levy eba parliament to pass. Na yedi ko umpo se ube tinamo as MPO. Wontinemo emfa ye ho. Ye wo wa na yesi na ye niska okay stabilization fund.
Yeah.
What was it meant for? A stabilization fund was introduced to cushion the oil sector, to cushion the economy in the event yentimi enyeska to show up external shocks. Media yeah.
Chenuna akufara de start here, COVID.
Enu na me patch. Yes. Ni nyina no ansana esla ni what have you?
Heritage fund.
Ni nyina
sinking fund.
What you say? Na yeshasia ukai say kufu talk taxes na ya introduce here. What can I talk tax? Somewhere 6 and
the mountain and make us say
yes,
because
what you say? Ni nyina na buying initiatives to increase revenue mobilization.
I don't know a movie time and
debut. Yes. Yes. Kasapa.
Debut. Kasapa de send the actually.
Yes. Yes.
That's a ne brand. Oh, okay.
Ninyi nano na eyadia Omai Ghana here to at least mobilize some revenue to stabilize certain sectors of the economy. But now your engagement, stakeholder engagement. Now mean any demonstration for that introduction.
We say a mobile advert or we amount to the war.
I check. Mobile because as a paddy. I'm out 20 years. So finally.
Say today
because okay be crap mami
you call as new administration just 4 months in the past yenim sana ye demonstrating against introductions of levies na Oman Ghana, and today as we speak similar activities it is only fair for us to demonstrate our neutrality. It is only fair. And Mitiu Sanana Uka, I was so excited. Say Omushasieno, you prompted them. Say Bebia Mube Kono. Have you done engagements, consultations? No, yeah. And what is the resource? What is the acceptance level? Me how nyina me say amanfo a omupo pa ema NDC ba apan. The same people who are the apabono ana omo apano ebo defense omu team omu team. So it would be very difficult ema yen bimo to be able to judge or to be able to provide solutions ema omo no omo nka ho. And that is why you were talking about critical thinking and innovations. You cannot just wake up in the morning and then you prepare something to rush to parliament like before. Now NPP Omuko cabinet. Now any decision they arrive at, then they go on the state of under the ticket of agency.
Yeah.
To pass bills before even doing consultation or engagements. It is wrong. It is wrong, Nana.
No, but the idea behind certificate of agency is not to pass bill just because you couldn't do consultation. But a woman.
I'm not saying I'm not saying also that
bill under that.
I'm not saying that is the essence of under agency. No, I'm saying any time you want to pass a bill under certificate of agency, you would have conceived it.
In fact, it will even go to cabinet.
What do you say? And then one shall see and consult the stakeholders. Or more not will be able to.
Say no will be a canon.
What do you say? It is there be. I'm not be a canon. Maybe kind car say.
Or say you're Montani meeting.
There be. Maybe kind car say.
Yate.
But the kind can say nema minu na ma NDC baba and nema minu na ma NPP co opposition and I make sure say every editija any insensitivity,
okay,
highly insensitivity, not nema increment of goods and services,
okay,
workers agitations, young trio moka and they need increment of salaries and account. And I make us say those consultations were key in the past. That na omunye. The same time today it is key. Omunshasiye. And then going to
opposition, you are careful.
Omunye careful.
Okay.
Because say one far and I want to two and all that you would do is to play deaf ear. It means said yenya na yebo defense yanya mo boy pa e ma ye dis adwuma ho e ma wo ba pa wo no wo enis because we are not able to defend whatever you will bring. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Because one city no e ya dia e be boa o man Ghana. No doubt about it. But there's nobody in the whole world who be introduce any levy and a tax in the whole world. There's nobody. We be say we cut you know they be maybe 50 pesos free. You won't be happy. But if me knew it's nasi, and I'll give you the benefit of it, I will understand somehow.
Media say they should manage our monies well.
Oh, because
20 pesos no share CGG in 2015 institute energy sector level. So 20 pesos from GG ya ka say 2021 ke be tuawi ye ntuamie. And you go to GG. They say can ye tua.
But we share holistically
for the internal purpose.
We share the entire levies on petroleum and do once the entire levy of petroleum.
No go for an increase in
what they say and do 1 cedi.
Yeah.
But way 1 cedi boom is more than all sa nkiti oil levies are omudiagu oil you know. It is more than that.
I think let's educate Ghanaians well. Hold on. Let's educate Ghanaians well. And yes, what time 1 Ghana cedi. Ano de babe to fuel na auton so. Fuel na auton 11 cedis at the pumps. Obekoswa ton 11 cedis at the pumps. On for 1 cedi meto so many reflect. Name be anka world market prices of oil. Barrel no so beti. Inti anka ba beti so 70 pesos bi. Anka enu nti ese ete so. Senti so ne ma. Eno na ato force nse. Wo tete no agu ho. Se na be ye betimi de atu aka no. Enti Ghana form fail any pay.
Meba. You see.
I share in the pain say.
Nyina ye the same thing.
So something that something that
adia afata say me sanka you and you telling me say there's no effect. There is effect because we are there ebebaso. What do I say? But the point I'm making is say it go come on. But the point I'm making is say what informs the decision? Who carry a jinapo? Contradictory
future of the
energy minister say it is not to say sasikano ye de kotua but ye de kotofuel. Okay, he said that, which for me it was unfortunate. But onubara or say ye de beto fuel. That was a serious contradiction. But ABR from so the buy. But nini na no so we are looking at what benefit would the Ghanaian stand to gain. Say a 1 cedi. Say na now can. Say you shall say a 20 pesos up to date. Is it the case say dollar no today Guinea a year? Are we coming back to say dollar na kosoro nti ye be 50 ye be $1 cedi no ana ye be koso etua.
There is no sunset clause.
Very good. There is no sunset clause. And now the same thing say no one so crude oil a kosoro ana eba form at the same thing. That is what. And then so how many years are Ghanaians say you betua we no? How many years are we going to be paying $1 Ghana cedis until when? You between. And also ya dear Ghanaians under the level or engagement stages no aka we nyina questions we nyina be address. But yet koda Tuesday, Wednesday anopa. Sorry we are going to pay 1 Ghana.
But Haruna, me want to say, Haruna, time was not Ghana, and I share in the pains of my people though. But time was not Ghana for 20 Ghana, 20 pesos. And another dan koko fado. Uncle Siki for parliamentary approval. Now free 20 pesos. About 95 pesos for petrol. Now free 20 pesos. About 93 pesos for diesel without parliamentary approval. Ghana for ye di na. We have a president Asebi. Hold on, I'm coming. Your president Asebi. No, I'm coming. No, he was not contesting, so he doesn't come to the picture. We have a president Asebi. He's made things open. A car adokrono. opponent ne bogu ho wo hu se dum soba on car say one city no or the beto so ma what here at the pumps. It will still not affect the pumps price.
Are we talking about
He's
legacy?
Been open
are we
with
talking
us.
about legacy debts and a car NPP jai? We are talking about legacy debts. And if it is about legacy debt, and your NPP na jagu, it is free. So we are looking at His Excellency John Dramani Mahama coming to clean the energy sector issues, which include the debt na yajatu hono. And I know very good. So for me, yenhwe sana yebeye ema amanfo a and our Ghanaians will embrace this without any problems. Because say ye dien kura ye di aba parliament. Ya pass ye betua. But ebeye de ana enye de. Ebe ha adwin dachi ana ha adwin dachi. Bear in mind say ye be kwa akoto ba aba in 2028.
Okay.
Enimono ya ye be kwa akoto aba. And in anything that we do today as a political party, we must and be able to do series of engagement next time.
Okay.
But now come
as some KCB Koso Ghana has here serious attention.
Okay.
And I just hope say the powers that be Obia or to me out and Kebiano. Asem yi amuma ne nya hiasem because I Ghana hina hiasem. Na asem yi fa den ho e fa Ghana National Lottery Authority NLA for asem.
Okay.
Na last time veteran akai say we know the history of NLA. Malta, the country called Malta for Enomudi Kain, any Yaman Penny, that Udi Kain, or searching for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Sound so. And introduce that kind of lottery system. Omunyan Kitahudi. And that first, your friend is a lottery system.
Okay.
Edi kind of Ghana. The first draw in was 1962.
Okay.
Nana Butaya. A war sa NLA establishment in by former president Kwame Nkrumah say yen taxes system no failure in terms of revenue mobilization you better rely on the lottery system no they generate revenue their state no na sa sika ni bi ene ye dey road ye dey akwan ye dey hospitals ene ye dey niama ahodo anyina enimu no ya sobuama. And now I know I say I travel with other governments. I've been seeing so who said the whole of Africa, Ghana was the first country to introduce lottery system for development. Yes, and even until recently, who said almost all neighboring countries following you now. Drawer and no use our countries. And now I know I say Nigeria for. Ivory Coast for Togo for Omunina draw no use so almost have to turn commission. Hey, they pay money to the country. Every month we raise not more than 12 million from Ivory Coast alone dollars in terms of commission amutia and the country Ghana. So it means that the lottery system no a yadia sika a wom sika puduo akasa and the war ye lottery nimu. And so now me know what say. You see no, your national lottery no authority no. It's more or less like you have handed over like a chicken chain they are share. Your friend is saying private sector sir. And me person myself about ebewa or no. Imagine say yes sika ye nya omu no. KGL ejiji sika ni nyina. No it say or no mum na employ every recruit NLA momo and no mum tia commission. Or no jiji Ghana sika no which is against the law. Unlawful.
Someone say.
No jiji sika no atibi kakra di ama. And you know that's part of the state's capturing agenda of the SWA government. They say all agencies no more here and to say no more here so more here ECG DA PDS kasa ti awon here. As for the NLA they are succeeded and then I'm telling you to analysis be oh fantastic. Meaning say the arithmetic they say calculation no but the is a day say KG as an entity the profit onya on the average minimum is not less than 10 million.
Yes, see this. But can I ask some few questions? Is the contract illegal?
It's illegal.
It's illegal.
What makes it illegal?
The act.
Your act. There's an act.
The act
established. I say shall NLA like there's something that established your 722 Act 722 act establishing NLA no. NLA nim kuo
operations.
Operations no.
Now when was
subletting so is a marketing job. It's the marketing people are omo ton
my list over and kind act no.
Okay. No, so because you see, man to me I'm follow something to come back. So I just want to understand as a layman that whether the contract is illegal
or not.
What do I say? So that at the end of the day, it's not like you are just targeting somebody's business.
No.
I know the gag will not do that.
Yeah.
I will never.
You understand? Gag will not do that without going
records to
exactly.
No.
And that is you need to make
a legitimate question because say private companies we should protect them.
Yeah.
Sebi oma fe nipa bebre dwuma. Nti nya say e be use medium to collapse somebody's
private entities should also protect the state.
Yeah.
Yes,
right.
So the point is that
the interest of the
state
state.
Not protecting the interest of the state. That
is why I asked that. Is the contract illegal?
Okay, so correct. Section 2 of the NLA Act, National Lotto Act 2006 Act 722, Section 2, objects of National Lotto. Or say the National Lotto shall be conducted for the purpose of raising revenue for the nation and for other purposes stated in this act. 2. The National Lottery Authority established under Part 2 shall be the institution to conduct national lotto.
Okay.
Lotto is about marketing.
No brofo no waka say so uchire
ye dwadie and ye die. Nti wo do sika eba, me di sika eba. And ye the numbers 1 to 90. Ebi would 1 to 10. Ebi would say ti de wa wo metwa a wo bedi no. Na wo mo a wo twa eni nyina wo mo ani no. Ye do wo sika ni bi together with wo de ni bi atwa wo ka. Na wa when ni so no ye say better luck next time. Enti I to say national health insurance.
Robin Peter to people.
Yes, I say national health insurance. I say insurance. Nipa dom ne twa insurance no. Na nipa kakra bia benefit from insurance no. Because nipa dom na omu twa insurance no omu nyina ne be yare. Enye omu nyina na omu ka benya accident. Enti insurance bia no enye obi a otwa na benefit. Ebinum ko enoboa cooperative. Omu ko boa omu nua no because omu susuro se da achi bi se ne ho ko kan na ono so anya enoboa ni bi mu adidi. Enti sa na lotto tie. Enti in marketing no the product no nya wo marketer ne dia product bia ni wonu ma company no kura na onu ankasa ebia fa ne se te se bia Guinness so oye ni product ni wie na oso onu abeton a o first staff a omoye marketers na omo akoton ayeden ama no ebia ye onu ane staff but they are not paid until they have sold for commission. That is the marketing law. And it's across the world. Baby wa marketing no yetimi ma o ebia akade a odi be ya adwuma say oh je kai na wetimi di akwa ton
so me ba now so the issue is that omo sablete omo no dwumadi a omo di as NLA no
dabi omo sablete ye
adwuma ese
NLA ye
na KGL ye
ena mrani mu no NLA no ama ankra to me say
amonye
mo betima be lotto marketing companies LMCs enti no mo no ye product no ena mo kwa akoton entity no na ebia
which is illegal or illegal,
which is legal for LMCs to operate.
okay.
Now LMC na adwuma ne say yen Ghana your flagship product bi e wo NLA your friend no 590 tese emma enum ne be ye free emma baako to 90 mu 1 to 90 no ye yi ma 5 free mu enti wo a 5 no wo be di no wadi udi mu 2 a wadi udi mu 3 a wadi udi mu 4 udi 5 dia wabubu machine no enti sa 590 no eye Ghana for ye dia efrin kroma person 1962 and ye twa 590 a kopim se kufa do bae and oye na adwen se obedan 590 no e dia ma ankura ono no I was say koye loto marketing company because all ko wura ho no okọ with lucky 3. For example Bobie betimi aye na adwen say why LMC wonu a creating the product bi instead of ebia 1 to 90 no already why 1 to 25 enti no ye bought 2 pe utimi twa numbers 2 1 to 25 no na wudi a wadi we ni a sika ni nyina akọ your friend say NLA na NLA ama Bobie commission on onuanim ni product no you don't take money.
So me patrol for time sake.
Yes.
Where if an KGL
KGL echo wrong and say KGL no say no na NLA. Say see I opa for phone obi afa the phone. Na bo star 959 hash. Star sorry. Star 959 hash. Let's send it. What send ya? I was say no o mama KGL exclusive right say omo pene wo so omo twa 590
when are they doing on market what they can establish say in terms of marketing it illegal
but they
cannot operate very well.
I just to help you.
Okay.
Anyway
the thing say NLA no KGL ne call ho no or call with your friend is saying lucky 3 as on only product and NLA J say okay koton a sikane ba me ho na matwa wo commission amount marketers are paid commission only and after you see there be state capture no onu no afa 590 no
aye ho short code
and no sablet
onu ne toma Ghana for etu fa phone na bo a 5 star hash 590 no star 959 hash no na aba welcome to NLA adia NLA for na nkasa say omodi ade na ma KGL it was in kebaso welcome to KGL it is a mecha o change na wie no te say enne wo mecha no to ni nyina wie no a wo manya mfaso no sika ni nyina kogu KGL ho futu
omo determine payment
na ono KGL na chia winnings dia ma di o twa lo to ni bi ade eye illegal act nim
NLA na ese twa winnings
NLA na wo se wo di sika ni nyina wo twa
no ma commission
ni futuom ekogu NLA futuom ma no no ama wo ha mu tichemu bi about 10% of sika utwa ye begu ono ni futuom say onu mom
so it's like ECG ni Haptel.
Very good.
It's say sikan be ko ECG for no matter wo mu de no
ko Haptel
na Haptel to mu de yo
ba kakra de
ECG emu bia no
omo ti administrative charges no mo
continue state capture PDS agenda na bia ena omo di ma KGL no so no KGL makes a lot more money
than the state
aside from even than the state no when we say digital platform obia timi koso so for create me twa to say because onko dina kiosk ho am ye hu no enti no daily
man can ya nan ga here
man can na be we say so for
commander so
ana so twa bi enti no
uni je mi twa loto da
me de ma twa loto ba ko
mi twa loto da
me ade bia e ma mi twa loto
ade bia gambo bia no me mpe enya se me mpe se e wontu se bo no munya bia me but ade a means control me mpe
ai onim ye
you be dem was control
enti de ko ba ye ne se NLA no e de ne tumi nyina ma KGL se o ma fo ntwa 590 no
what you say and a man for for 5 years hwe me call KGF platform so there are information that sabi me name penifo ye ho adwuma they be averagely we 10 million Ghana cedis
100 billion every day
and 7 days here then 70 million
yes
averagely because they do baby with me 20 something million
Saturday they obubu machine okra Saturday they can okra
because Saturday go foot
Saturday they said the flagship
enti who figures na say adi we na masako the second time na masahu say edidija na edimuna ba o eti me hu ya no me hu ya no and am say there be adi we was say mpanifo asoti ena ye sha say ye eho nkontabuo na ye nkontabuo no na che say averagely no even with a very economical figure of 10 million a day no who says you travel to every day even Sunday cry sorry for upon you try enti
you try na mo numre
you try ye eyi ni nyina wie ye no na che say 10 million a day no afimu ni nyina no who say marketers you 52 weeks in a year you calculate you na che say 3 billion 640 million
in just 1 year.
Nigeria the America ho. Who say your numbers na Nigeria for editorial winnings.
Yes.
They no so
obucha ka.
And Ghana nya saying.
Ghana just about 25 million from
out
Nigeria.
Of the
whole
300 million.
No, be KG up.
We 3 billion or Ghana nya mu 150 million.
We no Ghana 3 dey wi. Me nyina call KG up.
Ghana sika we nya free. The estimated figure of 3 billion 640 million. 150 million so ti free mu a na te say KG ankwanya 3 billion 590 million a year 3 billion 590
3 billion you dey call dollars when I say
3 billion dollars
3 billion cedis.
It's 1.5 based on the
3 billion
based on
it will be divided by 10
1.5 billion
say dollar near 10 divide by 10 my calculation
3 billion cedis
how much dollars are
now only musu say the adeba koso so mu say omno mu tell me payment no now you say we need so a eno so omo pa omo tua ye betumi do ahye say no ka say 2020 me akasa me see me DB
who is behind
KG?
the person behind KG friend Alex Apau Daddy
But is it true say
na enye ono nkwa na ye oni kenu foriata
okay matisa
eni Akufo-Addo eni Samia Ukune Gary Nimako
and it's also true say so media there are times that
say am no ka say abaya Mahama ba how many months ni
5 to 6
6 months if I'm 6 months say sika bia e wolo to mu bia e was ankofo ne ho if you say Mahama ba e wo mo
me say me tin so say listen well
yes they are still making money and they are almost 10 million
can you confirm to me say I am pass e do on ma KG otimi and it me tria NLA forecast there are times
that's what they are telling us the current people
onu ankasa ko tina studio say onu
ankaji
NLA come Alex Abina
commander but say NLA come be pia workers can I dey
no you see our abakosem omu sheda na mo so take ba no eno mu ma omu render NLA no useless so that omu akasa ba take over and then onu mo munya omu ma NLA kakra to make to create the impression say omu na now they are taking care of NLA staff. Meanwhile, no, the system is rather taking care of their business.
Samia who came to inherit the system. It's not him. I think it's the
I don't want to hold brief for anybody because Samia, Director General, Baba, my board say Yanya Bonnie. I didn't mean say Bonnie. Then I was Samia. Meet me within free. Meet me within free muda. Because a man can clearly and it's unambiguous say NLA sir.
Can you read the law one more time?
Okay.
Can you read the law one more time for us, please? Now because I mean 3 billion what's it Ghana nyawa?
Ghana nyawa 150. I'm said last no committee I'm say 170. Now, you see, I said national lotto.
Okay.
Okay, so section 2, subsection 2. I say the National Lottery Authority established under Part 2 shall be the institution to conduct national lotto.
Okay. Shall. Okay.
And you me.
Okay.
It's a make say and NPP lawyer be an emra. They know the judge. Samuel go lawyer ni. Gary no akwanya lawyer.
Lawyer no. Okay.
So what are they talking?
Okay.
Shall na say.
So why
now? So we have license of
me read the act ni nyina.
Oh, me
say baby.
There is nowhere. There is nowhere. You see, the reason why this was created is because Lotto no, who say ya no mo kwachi banker to banker. Say KG or activity say banker to banker.
Banker adwuma no ye no.
Banker to banker no ye no. Because it's illegal for any private entity or a private person
to operate a national asset like that.
Say moha. So mo ka say mo yes am draw na ya mo ye na na mo ankasa kra mo am ko fa machine say mo am ye draw
yeah.
And then let me sue mo edis tabono to mo so disika kase twitwiri die because onim dodo sika dodo a wunya ye enu ntia say na betimi operate even a raffle keke krampo no you have to go to NLA. Now the product na komano now no product na wo na ye no ama wo kwan se koton any your friend license no na wo koton a na wo di hu process ni nyina akwa koma NLA na wo akwaje wo commission afiri mu Anutina law name was very emphatic
in this case.
So I say licensing of lotto marketing companies. The board of the authority shall license lotto marketing companies for the distribution and sales of coupons and for other purposes that the board considers appropriate. Now, the license of a lotto marketing company shall be for a period that the board considers appropriate.
Okay.
And also, your friend is saying grant of license and license.
And I know technical. Me person it's simple. And in this case, no, are we saying say, Emrana KG or Eddie Edgeman? Sebi.
Yes.
Maybe I know. It's not as if say, Omafum name mo anka omo working as marketers no. Omunyes can we are. Ese sikano eba NLA futum na NLA emom commission. Is that it? And as I say na waka say NLA sha no. No mo go pretty into no mafum.
Okay. Tio. So tie mrana. Opeso oji monopoly free private persons any private entity. Edema state.
Okay. In this case NLA.
Inti NLA no. Or ton product ontimi nkoka se me ma fa one marketing company say onu nkoton lotto mame eno cry wrong monopoly no say
no omo ye raffle na
obia woni de tie o ti say Akufo-Addo kra omega 3 Akufo-Addo obi ne dia mega 3 obia na ni mumu hye ono ane dia na na twa lotto sa mega 3 sa mega 3 no e yo no any product a we develop product no sa product no what they call say one ankasa we develop the product e dey kodwa so koton a wa fomomra this what they call NLA na NLA no agi product ne say yo no ne dia sese afi Akufo-Addo wo koton a process ebebe bia na wo say call NLA mama nche o dey ebe mo wati ase simply because a digital platform ni ntino ana nkofo ne dey yebukata but digital platform a simnet ne start here answer na lot over answer na ye beti KGL no kra de na 2008 na ya te simnet dada now tete no wo kwa ko o ye lotto marketing company o kwa coupons ni gu ho enti bia booklet bia 150 o so me metimi aton be 200 books
as an original pay.
It's original pay no we akwaji enti wo kwa no wakofa agents na ya hu so mtiti kiosk mu no sa agents ni nyina no omo wo company a omo sha omase what you say enti bia obekọ no as an original pay ho ebi a we wo ho lot wo ho ebi a we wo ho alpha lotto ebi a we wo ho bebre o do so enti no wono kofa ne nkofo a no de ebi akosi kejetia o de bi akosi makola enti makola no o be kono bi a lotto companies be se 3 no obi a ni agent ni agents na wo ho enti o de obeton no woton wi a emra ne se de woton ye no ebi a wotwae se wo duplicates di wotwa book no 100 eka 100 na woton ye no fa ho duplicates ne bra NLA de want me anton po no fa no so bra NLA de woton ye no buhu konta ma NLA ne fa sika ni nyina ma NLA
timeline da ho by 6:30 no I say o be gu rush
ni na ko ma NLA wa ni sika ni nyina
na mo friend say o ko close
close wi a na NLA wo de woton ni de wonton ni nyina wo mo ho ani sika no na sika na wono wutwa ye no emu ohamu tichemu du na NLA di amawo after paying omo we ne ye what you say from the same money enti no NLA ntimi emfa ni tumi na emra se bedwa di ama no se won fa mo ne bra no
okay
emfa ma KGL
after these explanations o press briefing na we ye nne no of course what my say nchire mo no
yes
ade important na wo hwehwe say aban beye
okay the edikan kan si chi akoso chrono ade a friend state capture
okay
KGL a special purpose vehicle for robbery
okay
because any kwen say NLA etimidi ni tumi ema ankrankre adumakuo se omu nkotwa lotto enunti no me say aban take immediate steps na omu ntwa sa contract ni with red ink omu twa mu wie ya no sa nkofo na sebi omu dane sa tumi ni de ma free NLA de ma KGL no aban eni omu ntena se na toto oma no mate se binum pese omu dwane but aban toto oma no na omu ntena die nti a omu ya ade a eni mrem edane oban oman eja pade ede ma omu
okay
eni ye 2 ye to so miensa yenya forensic audit
for 1 minute kasa na no nkasa bi
forensic audit
yeah
ewo sika from day 1 at KGL 5 NLA to me no ene sa ne 590 no 590 no sika bia wanya bia no yenye forensic audit wo mu
yehu ahia
na yehu ahia wanya na very easy
okay
say you bet me aye the entire easy ne say nothing on a digital platform gets missing mobile money account no opa ko MTNCC won betimi aye from day 1 aye mobile money to date e betimi print am enti sa 590 no e short code
ayi so cool
obi a
betimi ko do mama delete from the system
untimi delete da
enkoda
nothing on a digital platform na wo send your girlfriend hello how are you send your thing it is remaining on the internet forever
nkrofo de me
obi anyone wo betimi the information adwane because internet no ewo clouds mu
ti ni diva ye yin
oh yeah what delete your phone so free so ewo clouds ni mu
problem aba
ewade
okomra ne to achi
ye bia me
okokukuma
problem aba
ya mani say there is no information about ira information ni nyina
bia ma me say
NCA information ni nyina wo NCA enti no o short code na mo de yes am rafo wa ha no bo say obi a betimi calculate how much money was accrued on that short code from the day of its inception to date
but officer na me
enti mi di manu sie no
3 minutes
to say na ne say finance minister and the NLA no
have you petitioned him
oh yes
okay
if you want am patch or maybe
very well
na Matthias em de na minya enti ni ye enti no me pese me bo pensio na nyame ya adoma enti na no
very well
ye meti no na patch
very well great list over no puku bra
onim mame nka asem bi o de NLA asem no
how de
enko na about the nurses for striking no
fetch me 3 minutes
o me bono tell
that be use for me 2 on wakasa
meba onim hwe onim say me no kasa me nua be ma baako me cousin pa chocho mucho ewu no enen nansa Alfred na neje na owu ye no ma me yese me ko mochre honom akwa senia ye na yi na me say me ni mochre ma no edinkita ho ekohwe me nua ne body ya o say ohun bi da for ne fear was started so year juma o mochre no nipa within this short period no ya campion mo de o maba mochre no kra na e bufa ne so because of this nurses for striking niama ekosui je ma make say mi kire nurses for sim here ke na sensitive issue or 3 dimensions and sa dimensions in ma ye kasa na ma ye careful the kind the angle of the patients for no that dream ese edwin nyina we so mo how high and the also the welfare of the nurses na kasa so mo bua ayare for no so mo welfare hia and the total economy ne so no enso ya dey no so hia because me no kasa nyina no this 3 elements in they work hand in hand pari pasu who ignore ba kubi asembe ba but the best sense nurses for na ne omo kasa na obi etu assembly kumasum and no mami hu be bia grievances ya nurses for yi etwom grievances ne ba no efi last year mo on started say boboba na ebufuo aba nurses for ni mu unim de ntia because omo hu say edidija ekoso nkrofo take omo for granted Ghanaian workers for no take them for granted iti anga na eba eni nyina ne say omo sheda na omo be tu mu so omo make those demands because omo timi ntina no no mu say Kufuado arrete one Land Cruiser etua ne che ni eyi na konya ho allowance ne nim say na ni ji per diem na konya ne kekekra no tua per diem sa bufuo no na eka ho unim sa bufuo no a ombete say yes COVID-19 levy near the buy no unim say yes the frontline workers for no ye ka say COVID-19 buy no ye be more special allowance bi unim say enam no ka say allowance no ama na de share mo kran so meto radio so say Felicia Tete de share mo kran say o me say Felicia Tete Sagnarugu MP member of parliament beka say event say parliamentary candidate beka say COVID-19 sika no omo che wa bra na nurses for sika no embedu ye de sure mo kran so metese na Kufuado afly say wa broni amma no special so ombre yi Okumase it is anyama we mu na omo hwe say ba umi sorry akokodi 12 million Poalugu irrigation project it is abufuo no they can't forgive the politician it is some politicians no mu didi na mu diska basabasa dia endie atọ course no omoji omodie ho na asem nyina afi it is a CA na mpese sa ba na ye de bo tachi na ye de hu abufuo hu chi no wahyew omode call na nado so because omo mismanage oman no enne asesa aban foforo aba I think say so mama koma no ebra form because see sa tabo no mo person mo fan bo Mahama by we to be unfair imagine say omo see omo negotiate omo terms and conditions e we dada so there's no point omo return back say omo ni obi for be engagement bia eno de omo kan so man they are not being fair because you find say bi o me papa ti ase eno no ya arrangement bi eno ka so betu aka no start na se when to HS can wie na se me ma ba ne hand over na me se brane di nkomo na chekere me nsemu a o si da bi me no papa kan that will not be fair to me etitua o to be nkasa o kasa dia you are not being fair and I think that some of their leadership no omo take belligerent intransigent with preconceived mindset say they have targeted individuals bi omo ye den omo ni omo ntwe o secretary no tie no ori so a utimi hu say I ti say oni atofo was some beef bi see tooth
no
maybe since 2012 oye ye no na oboni din oye ye no na oboni din say atofo eyo mu bibi 2024 oye ye no na se no kan so kan sisi so I ti say oni no personal issues but no omo ye nsem we nyina they lie about it omo say omo engage aban from January and am ni ministers ni ayi minister da ba ni appointed no muko share di pano February ni pano so by March kano afa so obeba office it da be na mu share na mu ni nyankita ho it is ansem we omo ye nyina nurses for no mesre say omo maju romra omo fa nsɛm no nyinaa hyɛ adakam na ɔmo nkɔ engage minister no because ɔmo nsɛm no ɔmo ka no
me fam we wo fi na be adwuma no
ɛno so wɔ hɔ yes but you say ɔmo consensus na de ɔmo nka no sɛ na yɛ appendix A appendix B unim sɛ aban already execute aspect of the appendix A no cry almost done is the B and almost say something be on more yan te wase de di kan mo si o mo license ye renew mamu mi wa mo yelokum
unim nebo sa
70 mo yelokum there be mo the same license no e de yelokum and you know why the nurses too no they should cut some slack and then some relax kakra no say ye nyina ye call university ye call tertiary ye mo why listo yemu wan eno koya yetua ye ma na duane di free yemu wan ena abai man alawa for attending school yemu bi alawa for attending school mu your privileges of taking alawa ji won duane di free eco school ewie me slit no mi tia e masa mu wia mu adwuma so and they are blackmailing the government say omu here rural incentive. How do you define abai ni say who care about rural incentive? Me pesa umbra nyen defining the tenets of that rural incentive because see I can't be in the Ghana be rural because Accra say obi ti di makra so beka so no so beji rural incentive so make a SNS for say before no mo the SWA government abanda da na o ma transfer omo mama ko mambra form na they don't say minister ni mpokra no on yes all disrespect you why not say neya my ready someone in the kasana ju krana mo de strike action no e to wono mo a ono mo be di nkita ho
me ba 2 minutes na
me me 2 minutes mame fa we ntwam na me njemu ye pick information bi MPP for no catch them and say or make us say the life is in danger and it's something they will start pushing it
now
the life in danger one the penny life but obesha say perpetual no obesha say a meeting on MPP for naka that from tomorrow going that is the angle that the life is in danger
I want to ask are some lives more precious than others?
Well, so no, but the point is now she's on the path to paint the government black. That's all. That's what she wants to do.
And people should be on a list.
This is
agenda.
This is a time say intensify nursing
but
from nursing assistants to say
these people
police
you
see it is about time as a state young training nursing assistants say na
American
gold say nurses goes on strike we move so omumba fine so omumba those that are on then they can
I think so President Mills time
ABC
Emma strike Emma activity nurses assistants
physician assistant
there be
even whichever we have a template
yes police assistants community police at the same time what you say so that you train more in the event say nurses and our doctors strike say they can step in.
We should learn a lesson.
We should learn a lesson from this. But media, I would not speak like those more appointment at the presidency. I almost say so we won't I would want to say they are more important to us. What I say we call court now only judge some about doctor. Who doctor now we see your life is even more dangerous than me.
Yes.
It's in danger than me and you because at any given time, wait my reform. Everybody is a potential patient.
Everybody, but even including nurses for no strike no mukwe. People at accountant general how no. Say obibi yanwa, we see can salary.
As we speak, hospital. She's a nurse. Or strike. But certain conditions in the hospital. But so